morning, evening, afternoon, night, depending on where in the world you are. Remember, people, hit that subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, share the content with your sports loving friends. Yeah, man. Comment in the comment section. Tell me what your thoughts are. Yeah, man. Big up. Alright, so in another video, you know, me I got to talk about the Portmore United Mount Pleasant situation. You know, we have spoken about Mount Pleasant quite often so far on the channel. But today it's going to be a little bit of both as opposed to talking predominantly about Mount Pleasant. So there's a situation now, because we thought, as was reported, was made by Mount Pleasant that Davian Ferguson is officially back there. Lo and behold, this morning I heard that, listen, no, it's not official yet, because, you know, there's a clause in the contract that you can just opt out of your contract and just go and coach another club immediately in the league. There's a waiting period. So Mount Pleasant wants his service immediately. That's Davian Ferguson, so they are willing to buy out the contract. That's what I said in a previous video. And I thought everything was settled now. And the only issue was that Tapper Whitmore doesn't want to work with Paul Christie. I thought that was the only issue now that we left with Mount Pleasant, but that's not the case. Because I'm understanding that Mount Pleasant doesn't want to pay the full amount in terms of the contract. So whatever the contract is worth, Mount Pleasant is saying that, listen, we're not going to pay everything. Let's say, for example, it's $15 million. It was a 3-year contract, 500,000, close to 500,000. Mount Pleasant doesn't want to pay all of it. I think they want to fall like 3 or 4 million short of it, and Portmore United is saying no. And that's why you hear that massive sum of 100, which is ridiculous. They're just showing you that, listen, we're going to stall you. You want to play with us, we're going to stall you. You know that $100 million is not realistic. It's not real. They don't really expect Mount Pleasant to pay that. And the reason why is because Mount Pleasant initially had agreed to pay out the entire contract. And they're upset that Peter Gould now want less money. But maybe Peter Gould is saying, yeah, this club take me for a Santa Claus. It's Christmas in the summer. It's Christmas in September for Portmore United, because remember, you know, Portmore United sold Alex Marshall to Mount Pleasant for $40,000 US. And some other players came in the other direction. So if you add the other players, and their worth, Portmore United basically get away with murder. And now you want Davian Ferguson back at Mount Pleasant. You need to buy the contract. So it's Peter Gould might say that, well, on there. Maybe looking at Alex Marshall now and seeing that Alex Marshall is a pretty good player. He had a great season last season, but maybe it wasn't worth it. And then I'm going to now have to buy out the entire contract for Davian Ferguson. So maybe Peter Gould is saying that, no, man, just take 8 as opposed to 15. And so it's negotiation going on. But I'm understanding that Davian Ferguson, based on the fact that he was not renewed, or not, let's forget about that. Let's talk about Davian Ferguson. He agreed to sign for Portmore United. And he must understand, he must be a principled man to understand that, listen, I agreed, I've been coaching, we're preparing, and to leave just so must be devastating. It would be unprofessional to just leave just so. So at least, I'm sure Davian Ferguson is a man who would understand that, listen, they need compensation, no doubt, because Mount Pleasant, you made a mistake when you didn't renew the contract of myself and Tapper Whitmore. So you don't want Davian Ferguson to walk away and left well over $1 million that I'm understanding that he's going to be paid to not only be the assistant coach for Tapper, but to run the academy as well. So it's 2 jobs. Hence the big massive sum. You can't expect Portmore United wouldn't want to stand in somebody's way who can earn that money in Jamaica from coaching. But my question, where would he find time to do all of that and coach Jamaica College? You know, so Jamaica College is a very demanding institution. And isn't he also a teacher at Jamaica College? Wow. He would not have time for his family. Davian Ferguson. He wouldn't have time for doing anything else. All of that on the plate. The man in the man now. I know initially when Davian Ferguson came to Jamaica College, it was a fluke Manning Cup. They drew all the game in the quarterfinal round, went to the semi-final. I think they won the semi-final and penalties, won the finals and penalties. The football was ugly. I was disappointed in what I saw. And now look where he's at. Look where he's at now. Davian Ferguson. Imagine that. But I understand that he's a very technical guy. And he understands a lot of the technicalities about coaching and football. So, big up yourself for that. But that's what is happening right now. And I'm understanding that at one point, Portmore United was seeking the coaching abilities of one former Jamaica College coach. You want me to name him, or should I leave it nameless and let the people decide if they can remember, if they can figure out who I'm talking about? No, I'm going to name him Miguel Coley. But Miguel Coley has declined the offer. So now it's going to be Ralph Austin, I'm understanding, that will coach his side. That was announced. But they're seeking now a solid assistant. Kevin Deere is in the mix, but Kevin Deere doesn't have the requisite license. I think he need a B license, and he has a C license. So I think they are seeking an assistant. But Ralph Austin will be the coach of Portmore United. But it's really a matter of just ironing out the amount that Portmore United will get in compensation for Davian Ferguson leaving. That's all what it's really about. But wow, Portmore United, Christmas in the summer, Christmas in September, you got a whole lot of money for Alex Marshall. You're now going to get more money for Davian Ferguson, because for me, that's a great deal. Yes, he's a rated coach now, clearly. But you're going to just get $15 million in the coffers. So, Mon President is going to basically pay your new coach for you, and maybe you're going to have a little left in the kitty. Because I'm not so sure if the Ralph Austin has the resume to demand the amount of money that Ferguson was getting. I'm not sure, because I understand that was a sticking point, because immediately they identified Ralph Austin as the man that would become the coach once Mount Pleasant showed interest in Ferguson and was offering him the money that he cannot refuse. Right? So it is interesting. It is interesting there. So that is what is going on right now. Viewers, listeners, that's the situation. Mount Pleasant, Peter Gould saying, listen, me are going to 8 million. Portmore is saying, no, you agreed to a gentleman agreement that you're going to buy out the entire contract. Don't come and try to change it now. That's why you hear an exorbitant amount of $100 million that Portmore wants. It's a joke. It's not serious. They just want Peter Gould to come back to buying out the entire contract and what it's worth. And then Ferguson can move on to big things. But just for a side note, Mount Pleasant and Portmore United, I'm understanding that they will meet in the first round of the JPL next weekend. Because I know JPL start next weekend. I won't miss that game. I'm sure every television station will be there. That's a story for you. What a story. And then Portmore United just come out with victorious now. Make it even a bigger story coming out. Alright, so that's the latest now in all of that saga. Hope you understand it. So the 100 million thing is just a hit back in the face of Peter Gould. Like, listen, you agreed to something, don't change on us. So you're talking about coming down to 8, give us $100 million. Alright? These though are merely my views, and now as always, what say you?